We need to, every time we do this, we need to go, we are live.
That's what we're gonna do as soon as this thing redirects. Let's see.
Like Madison Square Gardens.
Are you ready? We are
We
live, the
are
Ray and Walt Show.
live. Coming to you live from beautiful sunny Florida where the sun's not out yet. It's 50 degrees.
Yep. To all of our West Coast friends, sorry, it's 5 a.m. If you have your notifications on, oops.
Yeah. If it's 5 a.m., your phone should be on do not disturb mode anyway. We can talk about that in the time management course.
Yeah. So, guys, welcome to today. We are pushing live. What we're going to do over the next 6 weeks is just get into a chapter and go live at 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and just talk about it for 10, 15 minutes. And we'll just go week to week. And then when we get to the end of 6 weeks, depending upon what you guys want, maybe we'll continue the Ray and Walt Show.
I love it.
So, Walt, chapter 2, we titled it, You've Been Lied to About Time.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree on the fact that everyone has 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. And, there's no secret, right? The secret is how you use it and what activities you're doing during that time.
Yeah. I always joke when I'm teaching. It's one of my favorite subjects. One of my favorite courses to teach is the time management and goal planning course. And I always tell people, I've cracked the code. And if you do what I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you how to have a 27-hour day. Obviously, it's still 24 hours a day, but it's amazing how much time gets wasted by not having a structured, organized, disciplined approach to your life and your business. So you really can end your day feeling so much more productive with the 24 hours that you have. But you're only getting 24 hours, so you got to make good use of it.
So let's dive right into it. What are some of the principles that you teach as a baseline?
Yeah. So for the very first thing I teach people to look bigger than tomorrow, right? You gotta think long term in this time management game, because it goes back to the mindset from chapter 1, and it goes into a little bit of the discipline side that comes later in the book. But if you don't know where you want to go, it gets really hard to do the kind of mundane, right? Success is a little boring, right? It really is. Like, it's great to enjoy success when you've got it, but getting it can be a little mundane because it's not some magic pill. It's not some secret sauce. It's the consistent, disciplined daily actions that you take, even when you don't want to, because they're leading you somewhere. And so I start with that, right? Where do you want to lead it to, right? What does it look like? So I call that casting a strategic vision, right? Think past your annual goal. Think big picture, 3, 5, 10 years down the road. If everything goes my way, what is it looking like for me? Where am I at? What am I doing? Who am I with? How have my finances changed? How am I able to go bless other people because of the situation I've been put in? And really dream a little bit and get very detailed, very granular with what that looks like, so that when you wake up on a Monday morning and you're not necessarily interested in doing the mundane, now you've got it locked in your mind. I know why I'm doing the daily action items because I know where this is moving me to. And it helps reinforce that mindset. It helps reinforce that discipline. So that's a big part of it, is really thinking long term.
Yeah.
And
So can I touch on that real quick? There's an
Yeah.
analogy I like to use, and like I call it climbing the stairs. Is that you're at the bottom of the stairs, you know where you are, and you want to get to the top of the stairs.
Yep.
And the mundane work is climbing those stairs one step at a time.
Exactly
And
right.
it's simple habits repeated daily that allow you to A, maximize what you're doing, B, produce 80% of your results by just showing up and climbing those steps every single day, right? So if you're going to climb a 50-story building, you just have to climb the steps 50 times. That's it. It's work, but you're doing the same thing every single time to get to the top.
And it's the same repetitive task. So it's not like you have to learn something new every time and you're constantly in this shifting, mindset, this shifting scale of, well, this stair was 8 feet tall and this stair was 8 inches tall, right?
Right.
Stairs are all the same. You're going to walk the same, you're going to pick your foot up the same amount and put it forward and lift up. Like the steps are repetitive. Once you learn what to do, you just have to go execute, and you have to do it repeatedly until you get where you want to go. Absolutely. I love that. That stair analogy is great. So then I take the big strategic vision, right? And from that, now we have something worth planning a yearly goal off of. I tell people it's I use a travel analogy, right? Plan for the destination, not the departure point, right? If I'm going to take my wife on a 2 week trip to Hawaii, probably going to pack something other than my Hawaiian shirts, because in sunny Florida, I can wear these year round. Your business is the same way. If you're planning your annual goal off of what you did last year, you're cheating yourself, because that's not going to get you quickly to that strategic vision that you want to accomplish. So if I plan my yearly goal based on where I know I want to be, it's going to be a far larger, far more audacious goal, and it's going to be worth achieving. Again, so it goes back to reinforcing it's worth doing the daily actions because I know this is a goal worth accomplishing. If I half-ass my goal, it's really easy to go, meh, I don't feel like it today. But if I set a no kidding aggressive goal and I share that with people and I say, hey, Ray, here's the goal I just set for my year, keep me in check and touch base with me and hold me accountable to the success I want to have. Now it gets it really, really easy to do the daily action items. So it starts with the annual goal from there. And it's got to be big enough that when you first look at it, right, you write it down and you read it out loud to yourself, you got to be like, I don't know. Right. If it's a softball, if you write down the goal and you're like, yeah, I can do that. Quit fucking around. Pardon my French. Make a goal worth accomplishing.
Can we talk about that?
Cheat yourself here.
Dude, can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
So guys, as you get into the book and get through it, you'll see the goals chapter. And I took a bold, audacious moves. I put all my goals in the goals chapter of what my plan is really for the next 10 years. And Walt's 100% right. I was selling myself way short for a very long time. And I really wanted to step up, what my clear, concise goal was, and then my buckets on how I was going to get there. And, Stephen Covey has that, forever quote, begin with the end in mind. Yep. And if you really think long-term of where you want to be, and it doesn't matter where you are now, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter if you're 50 years old and beginning again. What matters is that you can grasp the concept of, I am here and I want to be there. But guess what? Being there is the same amount of work as getting to there, to really elevating your level. So what do you really, really want? And it's important because the goal maps the process. A lot of people are trying to map a process to a goal, and it's really irrelevant. You may end up off course, right? Like planes don't fly straight. Everybody thinks they do, but they're constantly course correcting to their destination.
Yeah. Which leads into the next point of that is once you've established a really great yearly goal, a yearly goal can be tricky for people because what they'll do is they'll set a yearly goal. Maybe they write it down. Maybe they share it with somebody, right? Make the accountability stick. But what happens is they write a yearly goal and then 10 months later, they go back to it and they go, I'm not even close. Dang it. I'm right. And at that point, 10 months into a 12-month goal, it's too late to accomplish the goal. So what I teach people to do is take that yearly goal once you've established it and turn it into a monthly milestone. And don't overcomplicate it, right? It's easy. Your yearly goal has some kind of metric. I want this much money. I want this many transactions closed. I want to serve this many families. I want to run this many miles, right? This isn't just business. This is anything. Just take the annual metric, divide it by 12. Now you've got a monthly milestone that you can check in with yourself and go, it's February 1st. Did I accomplish in January what I needed to hit my annual goal? It's February 1st. Am I on track to close enough in February to hit my annual goal, my monthly milestone moving me forward? And if you are, great, keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep resetting your week and doing the same activity because it's producing the results you need. You're on track. Keep going. But if you're not, you got to be honest with yourself and you got to say, I didn't close what I needed to close in January. I'm not on track yet to close what I need to close in February. One of two things has to now occur. I either need to do more of the business building activity. I need to put more on my calendar and prioritize the task better so that I generate a higher amount of business. Or I need to learn to get more efficient with the time I am putting into active prospecting and business building and follow up so that I can generate a higher ROI on my time and get on track so that when I look at this again 1 month from now, on March 1st, I can say February improved, March is on track. Now I can repeat. But that individual monthly milestone allows you to look back to the previous month. And because we're in real estate, right, things take time to close. We can look forward to that month and say, did I close what I needed to? Am I on track to close what I needed to? If not, I have time to adjust and course correct to keep me on track to accomplish the goal that I set. As opposed to, it's January 1st, I'm going to write a goal. October rolls around and I go, I should probably look at my goals. Nope. Crash and burn. Now I feel like a failure. I'm demoralized. I'm down on myself mentally. I'm not going to make the amount of money I wanted to make to move me in the direction. Everything that I sat and planned is out the window. A simple little checkpoint keeps you moving in the right direction and allows you, like you said with the airplane analogy, minor adjustments to keep on course to get to the destination that you want to acquire.
Well, I think here's what that does too, right? Is that if you take your goal and you break it down into these milestones, those milestones become what's important, not what's urgent. You know, what's urgent is the dog's going to the groomer, the kids getting to school, lunch is being packed, grocery shopping, stopping by the bank or the post office. All that stuff's going to get done, period.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're in a position where it doesn't have to be by you in some cases, maybe that's better. If it's something you want to do or you enjoy doing, that's okay too. But if you focus on the 20% that gets 80% of your results, in this case, those milestones, whether it's one thing or three things, and I am a big proponent of no more than three things that are important, that is going to make a huge difference in your life, right? Like I say, a few years ago, I threw out my to-do list and I just focused on a done list.
Yeah.
A to-do list is just an agenda of stuff that may or may not happen. A done list is what I've actually finished that allowed me to focus on what's important to get me to that next step.
Yeah. And then when you start realizing there are priorities to your life and your business, and you start using the monthly milestone to break down even farther into daily action items that you put on your calendar in a disciplined manner, and you say priority number one is, hey, what do you know? It's not my business. It's my family. It's my other things. It's the kids got to go to the ballet. I'm going to be at the soccer match. We have a family reunion. There's a doctor's appointment. And you start putting that stuff on your calendar so that you know what time do I have available to build my business. Yep. It's not well, I want to do this. Well, I had something come up. Well, I wanted to do this. Well, I didn't have time. When you prioritize and put it onto your calendar in the right priority, now there's no excuse because you've already prioritized life. Those urgent things are already accounted for. And you know, I see the gaps in my day where I can diligently put time in to build my business. You have no excuse at this point, but to put it on your calendar and hold yourself accountable to the success that you chose to have by putting the daily action items onto your calendar, day for day, hour by hour. When can I fit these in? And what am I fitting in based on the priority of my business? And so I think that's wildly important. I teach people to build out their week in advance, right? So on Sunday evening, build out your entire week in advance. Because in a week, you'll know if there's doctor's appointments. You'll know when there's a ballet recital. You'll know when there's lifestyle. 1 week in advance, you know when those big life events are taking place. You can put them on your calendar when it's quiet and there's no distractions. And it's, you know, I use Sunday evening as an analogy. Maybe it's not Sunday evening for you, but whatever that day is where you can just breathe for 30 minutes and really focus. And you can say, okay, let's pull out the calendar, plug in the family, plug in the life, plug in the appointments. Now, what do I have available to actively prospect, to follow up with clients, to proactively build my business? Let me put this on my calendar now in advance so it's locked in. And that way, when Monday morning rolls around and I'm like, oh, here we go. 5 kids got to go to school. 3 dogs got to get outside to go to the bathroom, this and that, and everything's moving. I've already built the success I intend to accomplish that week.
You have your daily map.
I've structured it. I've laid it out. All I have to do is hold myself accountable and execute. And it changes your whole outlook on how you're running your life and your business, because I don't have to figure it out in the fray and in the chaos and try to squeeze something in. I've already built it out. When I had the clarity of what do I want to accomplish, let's get it put on the calendar. Just go do it now, which I think, shout out to the Agent OS. That is going to be genius for so many agents to be able to go plug and play, right? This is it. This is what I need to accomplish. And they'll have a mechanism to hold themselves accountable, even if they don't have someone else in their life that can be like, hey, you should do the thing. And then the thing that we talked about, you got to build an accountability mechanism to push you in the direction that you want to go. Because even though it's your vision, it's your goal, it's your dream, life will slap you around on a Wednesday and you'll be like, I don't freaking feel like it. Well, you've already built the success. Now you just have to go do it.
Yeah, something actually reminded me. So guys, for those of you in our quote unquote organization, we have something called the Hump Day huddles. And every time we show up to our Hump Day huddle, I laugh because like Wednesdays don't mean anything to me. Yeah. My life is very integrated. It's just a matter of what's happening. And I still work on weekends. It's just in between kids' schedules or around because they are my priority. And what I've been able to do through a lot of learning and a pandemic of forced activity management with 5 kids at home and special needs services gone and, lockdowns is really prioritize my core buckets. And I came up with 3 buckets. I came up with fitness, family, and finance. And fitness is personal development, mental health, emotional health, physical health, taking care of myself, right? Putting on my own oxygen mask first, which historically I am not good at. And that's something that I've tried to get better at by creating this one core bucket, right? The second bucket is family, wife, kids, friends, relationships. It's my second priority. The third priority is finance, and that is everything that I do to make an impact. The Agent podcast, real estate, writing this book, the courses that I build, the people that I help and coach, all those different things are relevant. But knowing that these are my 3 core buckets, my calendar is color-coded based on the bucket.
Yeah.
And guess what? The business is the least of my time. But what I'm doing is 80% of my results. And the question that I ask myself every day is, if I do this 1,000 times, will I hit my goal? And the answer is yes. So the question becomes, can you be consistent and do that 1,000 times?
Yeah.
And Walt, thanks for the shout out on the Agent OS. Guys, if you want to know what that is, just drop a hand or, hey, what is this in the comments? And I'd be happy to share what's being released. That is a tool that I built that I've used for the last year that has allowed me to invest 20% of my time and get 80% of my results. And I want to share it with everybody because it's been a life-changing piece of equipment, tool, whatever you want to call it.
Love it.
Well, let's keep going on activities. I don't know, maybe another 5 minutes talking about how to maximize what activities are done during the day. What are a couple, I don't know, maybe give us 2 or 3 tidbits that people can take away from this that they can implement right now, like literally shut off the video and think about this to do that. Yeah.
So the 2 things that come to mind immediately from the business side, right? Obviously prioritize the family stuff first, get that on the calendar. But 2 things that I always talk about is you have to be working in your business and on your business. Everyone usually understands working in your business. They conceptually know that means servicing my clients, doing a showing, writing an offer, managing a transaction. Agents get that. They have to do that to get paid. Got it. The on your business side is where a lot of people have this hiccup because they either don't do it at all, and so their business is just kind of falling in their lap occasionally, and they don't ever do the amount that they want, and that's not a great way to move yourself towards goals. Or they stop doing it as they're working in their business, and so that's that roller coaster income that we see is, I generated business, but I'm now going to stop and service that business. Well, while you're servicing the business, nothing's being generated. So when those close, you're going to have another 30 to 45 day window to go drum up more business before that closes. So you have to do both of those at the same time. You have to work in your business and you have to dedicate time to work on your business. Now, the easiest way to summarize that is on your business is active prospecting. Anything that is generating me new business consistently is working on my business. So that has lots of different flavors, right? That could be a podcast, that could be a YouTube channel, that could be inside Facebook groups interacting with people, that could be on the phone for 3 to 5 hours a week calling FSBOs and landlords and geoleads and past clients and whoever. There's lots of great ways to do active prospecting. We teach a dozen different strategies on how to do that. So I won't bore everybody with all those strategies. If you want the strategies, buy the book, go to the resource hub. There's a link to sign up for the training. You'll get all of the strategies for free anyway. But you have to be consistent and deliberate about building your business, even as you get, maybe even more importantly, as you get busy servicing the business, you have to keep building new business. If you want to flatline that income, and it's not really a flatline, it's more like a constant incline. But if you don't want to, hey, this is great, we have money this month. Crap, how do I pay the electric bill? Because I got nothing coming for the next 45 days. Oh, this is great, I closed 3 deals. Oh crap, we're going to eat ramen this month. You can fix that by constantly, consistently drumming up new business with your active prospecting, and a quality follow-up system is kind of part of that as well. So those are the 2 big pieces. You have to be doing both of those all the time.
I love it. Guys, thanks for watching. If you're watching, if not, I hope you join us next time. Either way, the replay will always be available. We'll share it to our pages. We'll download the video and put it a couple places, probably on the Agent Podcast YouTube channel, maybe even on the Agent Podcast as a bonus episode. If you like this and you want more, let us know in the comments. We'll also drop a link to buy the book if you haven't on Amazon. And thanks for joining us today.
It was great talking to everybody.
Thanks, Walt.
Get out there and crush your week.
Yeah, man. You too.